Being woke refers to waking up or becoming alert to invisible societal injustices and then taking action based on your awareness of those previously undiscovered societal injustices. It's like the equivalent of string theory in physics says that there's these invisible strings that govern the relationships between objects in the universe. The theory of wokeness has a view of a social string theory, that there are invisible social relations and hierarchies and power structures that are not just governed by money, that was the Marxist worldview, but that are governed by other genetically inherited characteristics. And whether or not we all know it, the 150 of us in this room, we're all taught, tightly taught, that kind of taught, in an invisible power struggle with one another. And that the parameters that determine whether we're higher or lower on that chain are our race, our sexual orientation, and our gender. So being woke refers to now seeing that reality, and the promise of the woke religion is that once you see it, you cannot unsee what you have come to know. It's neutral terms. Proponent or opponent, that's what it's about. Now, I think that there's some version of this that begins in a good place, okay? The belief that there's a history of injustice that we have to understand and reckon with if we are to move forward, okay? I don't think that it starts in a good place in the top-down version of it, but sort of in the millennial Gen Z version of it. I think it actually, especially the Gen Z version of it, comes from a good place. But the problem is that it's just a symptom of this deep hole, this black hole of a void in our heart, okay? And I'll tell you how I feel as a millennial, maybe it's how most of us feel, is we're just like blind bats flying in a dark cave, lost trying to find our place and locate ourselves. Bats are blind, you do it through sonar, you send out a signal, and then you locate yourself by seeing what bounces back. That's the role of faith, patriotism, family, standing institutions, unshakable realities for most of human history. Aristotle talked about it's every bit as true in his era as it is today. This is how we deduce our identity, who we really are. But when those pillars disappear, what the woke faith offers is a substitute. It's not real, it's artificial, it's made up. But if we're not getting the signal from the real thing, we're going to take it from the fake thing instead. And then we become addicted to it. It becomes an addiction. And so what do? We tell this generation that you have this moral hunger, all right? But the way you satisfy it is you go to Ben & Jerry's and order a cup of ice cream with some social justice sprinkles on top, not realizing you can't satisfy a moral hunger with fast food. You did that for a few years, but where are we now? That effect is starting to wear off. Young people in this country are recognizing that they're still hungry for something else because you can't satisfy moral hunger with fast food. We need more substantial fare. And that is the opportunity for this movement. I don't think we're going to get it for long, but the moment is open now to fill that void with something else. We can either keep doing what we've been doing, myself included in this, by the way, criticizing the social justice sprinkles, writing books and showing up on Fox News, and I think spotting the problem is part of it, being self-critical here. But I think we can now rise to the occasion to actually fill that void with the vision of American national identity that runs so deep that it then dilutes the woke poison to irrelevance. That's the opportunity. The question is whether we rise to the occasion to do it.